Was I close? And each one has a story when they come to Red Deer, and it's no different than the stories that we hear from our grandparents about how they came. And for me, what always underlines when I hear my mom talk about coming from Europe is the courage to come. And those who stayed behind and then in years said, you know, I wish we would have come. So courage is really important.
Any of his problem, he was brave, and I want to be like my dad one day. That's my wish, and I just want to be like my dad.
The sessions that I was at recently, I had a couple who were Muslim, and the lady was wearing the hijab. And one of the people in the group immediately assumed that she was wearing that because her husband had told her she had to. And he was really surprised when he found out that she was doing it by choice. And then he was making assumptions like, well, I bet your husband's been educated but you haven't. But it actually turned out that they were both engineers, and it wasn't an arranged marriage. They'd met at university. So.
The entrepreneurship of a lot of the people that have come here from somewhere else, whether they're from the States or parts of Europe or Africa, South Asia, China, whatever, they are. I mean, it's often cited almost like a cliche about the hardworking immigrants, but it's not a cliche. It really is true. So you see a lot of people who've done well in business came here, or their parents came here, or their grandparents came here from the Netherlands in the 50s. And they've worked very hard, and they've built up businesses and become community leaders or significant business. A lot of people in terms of investing in real estate are South Asians now that you notice them more than you did before. How are they actually in percentage? I've not seen the figures, but you certainly notice there are a number of them that have done quite well. A lot of Chinese Canadians have really invested a lot. You tend to notice them, I guess, more in the downtown area because often that's where they lived when they first came here. They've bought properties there, started businesses there, more noticeably maybe than other parts of the city. I don't have a perception that we have neighborhoods that are of a particular, there are there are parts of East Calgary where it's very pronounced one particular ethnic group or other. I think we're diverse, but in a very community-wide thing. You don't go to an area and say, well, that's a Portuguese neighborhood like you would.
Immigrants, it's work, very little play. Yes. They work, eat, and sleep. Yes. But they're determined. They're really determined. They've got an opportunity being here, and so they're going to make the most of it. And I would say that the most immigrants that I meet have that way of looking at things. Like, they're not here to live off the government. They may be assisted in the first year when they come here, but as soon as they can, they're working and providing for themselves, and that's really important to a lot of them.